Hello, my name is Eric Baker, and you are now tuned into 704 Cinema. Today's installment, we will be talking about the film The Learning Tree. The Learning Tree is a film directed, written, and produced by Gordon Parks. It was released August 6, 1969, and it's from Warner Brothers. More of a drama. If you don't know who Gordon Parks is a filmmaker, a photographer, a novelist, hailing from Kansas. He is the first African American photographer for Life and Vogue magazines. And Learning Tree is actually based off a novel of his. And from Gordon Parks, one of his biggest box office hits of 1971 was The Shaft. Let's get right into the movie. The movie takes place in the late 1920s, early 1930s in Kansas. The film starts off in in a field where a young boy is looking at a pile of ants going into their houses, and a tornado erupts. As he's trying to escape the tornado, he gets knocked out, and he is unconscious. His family becomes frantic. They start looking for him, and a girl sees him in the field. A girl picks him up, takes him inside, and by this time, his body was hyperventilating. He was very cold, and the only way to kind of revive him was for them to exchange body heat. And not only do they exchange body heat, but they actually have sex. So he loses his virginity. That's how the movie starts off. Now, as the story progresses, Newt Winger, which is played by Kyle Johnson, has four other main friends that he hangs out with a lot. One of the other main characters within his friends is Marcus Savage, which was played by Alex Clark. Newt, he is more of the leader of his friends. His friends look up to him. At least three out of the four do. They look up to him. They follow his guidance. And Marcus Savage, he's a friend of Newt's as well, but he's more of a radical. They think totally different. I believe that they had the same mission, but the way they go about it was different. Marcus is more of a radical, and Newt rather worked within the system. In one event, um, Marcus, Newt, and the other three friends, they're in this field and they're taking apples, stealing apples from this man's tree. The man sees them. And it's a white man. He runs after him. The boys get away. Marcus unfortunately doesn't. Marcus is hit with a rod, and Marcus retaliates. He takes the rod from the white man and starts beating the white man. And Marcus gets away. The law finds out about it, and they apprehend Marcus, and Marcus is sentenced to juvenile. So as Marcus embarks in juvenile, Newt, on the other hand, has started working for the man in which they were stealing apples for. He has found a new love of his life. He is embarking on a lot of new beginnings. But the main thing that gets him is that these new beginnings can come to an end very fast, and that's death. Now, the reason that he fears death is that there's another scene that with all the boys, they're hanging out at a pond, 500 yards. Some other guys, they were gambling, playing, and the sheriff seen. So Newt gave him the heads up. The guys started scrambling, departing separate ways, and the black man happened to run inside the lake, inside the pond. The sheriff seen him and he shot him. The black man died. The boys had to come get them and bring him back up. They did it for compensation, but that really stuck with Newt. All these new beginnings, he was in fear that they might come to an end just as well as that man life did. When the story progresses, we learn that Newt has the mindset of, I'd rather put aside my personal vendettas and do it for my friends and do it for my people. Marcus Savage thinks the exact same way, but instead of going about it more calmer, he's a radical. I feel that this film took place after a post-slavery film, and there's three mindsets that deter from that, and that's a revolutionary mindset, that's a misguided mindset, as well as a self-hating mindset. I only seen two in this. Savage and Newt Winger seemed like they both were on the same goal. They both were tired of racism. They both wanted better for their people. Marcus Savage took more of the Black Panther approach. He fought back. he said, you know what, if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. And that's just it. I know what you think of me, and I don't care what you think of me, because I don't think anything more of you than what you think of me. And that's how Marcus' attitude was. That's how he lived his life. He fought back. The thing with Newt Winger was like, you know what? It's not about getting physical. It's about me outsmarting you. And I know that I could be smarter than you, and I could prove it too. And that's what he did, and that's what his boys followed. Marcus felt that Newt was becoming more for the man rather than becoming for of his people. So Marcus rebelled against Newt. Cussed him out. He cursed him. He told him he was going to kill him. And down the story, they actually got an altercation. Upon Marcus getting out, Newt is working for the man that they stole apples for. He's been working for him all summer. There's been an incident where a drunk comes in asking the man for pay. And the white man says, no, I'm not paying you anything. By this time, Marcus is in the barn, but he's on this upper section of the barn, so he's not visible. And what he sees is that telling the drunk to leave, he hits them, the drunk gets knocked out. From behind, a black man comes. A black man that already had knowledge that the white man was his farm. He had liquor, he had booze stored up. So the black man comes behind him, hits him over the head, kills him. The black man runs away, gets free. The twist in that is that the black man is Marcus Savage's father. So, let's rewind it. Marcus Savage is just getting out of jail. He doesn't have anywhere to go except for his father. His father goes south, steals from the same man that Marcus Savage tried to steal from. His father actually kills that man. He gets away. When the cops get involved, they learn that Marcus Savage's father is not to blame. They blame it on the drunk at first. So they have this long trial. The drunk goes to court. The gets on the stand, and everybody is assuming that the drunk is about to get death. The only person that knows the truth is Newt. Newt goes to his mother, who was actually sick at the time. She started getting sick throughout the film, and she actually died during the film. Newt went to his mother and his father, and it wasn't in fear of just snitching. It was in fear of the potential violence that could occur because of the situation between the whites and the blacks. Newt felt that he had to prevent that, and the only way to prevent that was coming up with the truth. Newt told his mother, his father, and they went to the judge. From the judge, takes it to the court. He takes it to the courtroom, and Newt takes the stand. He has his testimony, and he points out Marcus Savage's father. Marcus Savage's father erupts in court, steals the sheriff's gun, tries to escape, find out he can't escape, and he kills himself. From there, as soon as Newt accused Marcus Savage's father of the killing, everybody was hating. Everybody was like, kill that nigger, hang him, die. The judge, he concluded everything together. He let everyone know that the same guy that y'all were calling Nick, same guy that y'all were provoking, saying y'all were going to hang, y'all killed him. He already knew what his fate was. He already knew what his fate was going to be after he left the courtroom. Y'all were already accusing him, telling him what y'all were going to do. So he blamed the people. Y'all executed that man. Black man did this and that when it was the same black man that just saved the life of another white man. The jury was just in awe. They were silenced. Marcus Savage hears about the passing of his father. The day of, he goes right after Newt. They get in an altercation. Upon having a knife in his hand and staring over Marcus, Newt is like, I should kill you, but I'm not. And then from there, they hear the sheriff coming. Newt hops off of Marcus. Marcus tries to run away. The sheriff catches up to Marcus. And in the same spot where the man died before, Marcus tried to make a break for the pond, for the lake, and the sheriff shot him. And Marcus died. The movie, in my opinion, I liked it. It showed the mindset of the revolutionary, the misguided. I feel that they were both on the same path, but they both took different action. Now, the women in the movie, Newt found a new love. Within that new love, she got pregnant by the judge's son, which was also, he was a white fellow. This hurt Newt. And a thing that I recognized in this movie was that in a relationship with the white man and the black girl and another black male, is that the black female is more inclined to believe, more inclined to feel more protected by the white man than the black man.
The falsehood of Christianity has taken a toll on black relationships because really when women are taught, or women and men, but when you're taught as a female that God and Jesus is white, you're going to look at whites as somewhat of a savior figure. And you're going to look at the men in your life a little differently.
Try to just work on that more. We need to stop going to church every Sunday trying to get along with them and try to get along with the people at home. Some people leave home mad, but they go to church and go in there and then they love the pastor and they love Jesus because there's no accountability. Jesus ain't gonna say, pull your dress down, come in off the street, go clean up the house. You know, Jesus ain't gonna tell them that. And if he do, they ain't gonna listen to that.
And I seen it in the movie. I seen it that in order to really go into a place, the girl would not put all her faith into Newt if there was a third party, and that third party happened to be the judge's son. So whenever that occurred, she kind of fell for him. She felt protected with him. She liked Newt. Don't get me wrong, she liked Newt. She cared for Newt. But when it came down to it, the judge's son, Chauncey got her at the end. And I just seen the same thing, even though this was made in 1969, it teaches us this in 2015. Those are the two themes I seen, the mindset in the females with the relationship with the white man. And from there, the movie ends. Thank you. I'll wrap up the movie, The Learning Tree. I hope this has been a great movie review. See you again. This is 704 Cinema. Stay tuned.